Hey there, how's it going? This is a video reading for Fernando, and please ignore the laundry machine. It's just in the next room. It's like right off the office here, so I apologize if you hear any weird noises and things like that. But I've got your chart all loaded up here, according to what you've given me. January 4th, 1986, 4:48 p.m. in East LA. Makes you a sun in Capricorn with a moon in Scorpio, and it looks like you're also a Cancer rising. And so we got a few things I want to look into for the next 15 minutes. I'm looking to leave my current full-time job as an HIV case manager with 2 years of experience, and I'm looking to elevate my medical career upwards. Currently, I'm looking to find a career as a clinical researcher and earn more money. My intention is to obtain clinical research opportunities before reapplying to medical school in June. So what do we got there as far as that's concerned? As far as the astrology goes, you've actually got a pretty, I mean, it's a pretty good year, 2020, but it just doesn't really kick off until we get closer to about mid-February. And I am seeing you finding something that gives you a reason to, put in your resignation at your current job in February. It's like in that weird, like, right between Valentine's and Memorial Day, not Memorial, President's Day weekend. We actually have this sort of, there's this really strong full moon that shows up, really helpful to you. It's actually in your second house of earned income, and it's connecting very strongly to your natal Uranus, which is actually in your sixth house of work and your schedule. Now, I'm not sure if we completely quit this job as such right away. It does look like there may be a chance for you to kind of segue into your next work opportunity as opposed to do more of a typical find it, then resign, then start. It's almost more like a kind of a roll into it. I'm wondering if maybe what you do is you kind of taper off a little bit. The only reason I say that is because this new job comes up and it's still something kind of like you've got one foot in both places of work at the same time. So it's like we've got we kind of maybe cut down on full time and then start building up to full time at the other one and kind of move on in. And you can sometimes see that happen. I think that you will give some kind of notice, most likely at the end of February, though, which gives people the heads up that we've moved on to something else. So let's have a look and see what's going on with the cards. Give a little bit more of an understanding, or get more of an understanding of what's playing out here. All right, let's do it to it. Yeah, I am seeing, with the death card reversed, we're holding on to this job again for at least the next 2 months. So they're kind of going in the same pattern. It does look like the next job we get is a little bit out of our, purview, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if it's necessarily going to be, I would say obviously it's still medicinal, it's still medical, but the Six of Cups reverse is saying that we're kind of also doing a little bit more research in an area that might be, it's within our expertise, but it's foreign to what we have history with. The Ten of Pentacles upright and the Four of Pentacles reversed are indicating that it most likely will be something that's coming from more of a public, public isn't the right word. It's not like a private corporate research team or like a corporate lab or something like that. I'm wondering if this might be coming through something with either the government or something maybe at like a school or a university. I guess that could also be private. And because the Ten of Pentacles indicates that this is something that you are getting brought into. It is paying more money as well. We actually do see a very lovely increase in terms of your earning power here. But again, we have you kind of segueing into it. And this might actually come into your radar. It might come on the radar for you as early as next month. With the Three of Pentacles here, it might actually show up for you as early as next month, but I don't think we're going to fully get in there and be done with our current job until probably the end of March, okay? But it does look really, really promising here, this research role. And again, I keep seeing, yeah, government or college, government or university. So, you know, most likely not going to come from the private sector or even an NPO. If it were an NPO, it would still be sort of government backed, or a lot of government oversight, a lot of government involvement, or government contracts, things along those lines. But it is stepping out of your normal. It's not stepping out of your training, out of your history. It's just not. It's something you've studied, but it's not something you've actually worked with. It's weird. It's sort of just expanding on that skill. I'm not sure how to explain that. Remember, these cards are. Yeah, this is... I'm wondering if this might be related to something else. I don't know if your background is in... if you have a specific medical background that you're focusing on. Maybe we're just doing the case managing is because, you know, that works. But the Devil card upright and the Seven of Cups is saying... I'm seeing something related to drugs, to, like, substances. Something related more to that. Could be interactions... could be treatment, could be, you know, vaccines, all kinds of things like that. We're really stepping away from just maybe the study of maybe patient work and patient studies, not quite so much themselves, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. I mean, obviously I'm not, you know, in the medical field, so I'm going to sound ignorant. So let's have a look and see what's going on with your next question. Venus will be in my sun sign later this month. Check you out knowing your own astrology. Which is refreshing, which I look forward to. I have been single for almost 4 years and haven't exactly been dating anyone this year due to focusing on my career and helping my family out. I know how it goes. Is there a chance that I will find love? Okay, so is there a chance that I will be finding love when Venus enters your sun sign? Yes, and I am seeing that there is actually something... The end of January seems to be kind of aiming towards love. You've got a couple of weird things going on in your chart. Not weird isn't bad, but the end of January is going to have Jupiter sextile your Pluto. Actually, we go into January with Jupiter sextile your Pluto, which is actually very positive. Jupiter being, you know, a planet that does like to give us our options and expand our options. And with Pluto being the ruler of your 5th house of love and romance, I feel like this is something that might start off a little bit more playful than serious in the very beginning. And it may be kind of hard for you to pin down. I'm actually seeing you having a difficult time in the beginning, maybe feeling like you can go farther emotionally or socially with this person. Maybe we hook up kind of fast, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it all depends on how you want, you know, how you conduct yourself, how respectful everyone's being. But there is somebody coming into your life, and this is throughout January. Actually, it could be even more than one person. I know for a fact one of the potential options that's coming will be a little bit older than you are. Not like way older, but, you know, a little older. You know, maybe, you know, 3-4 years older than you are. And another person will be showing up just towards the end. I'm not sure if the older person's coming first or second. Anyway, that's just a clue. But again, we're kind of active with them early on. And there's an interesting sort of story playing out because, you know, sometimes the faster you go, the faster you lose interest. And it's okay to go fast, but it's also saying, like, take time to understand that, you know, there could be more, and that you might be the one who needs to sort of find a way to stay interested. It's a very interesting sort of story playing out here. So let's have a look and see, because whatever starts then could absolutely turn into a love relationship. But I do want to reassure you, you've got several love windows in this coming year. It's not just with Venus going into Capricorn, or even this, kind of shift here where we have kind of looks like there's something going on with your relationships are really not necessarily all reserved to this one spot. I mean, we've got May and June as well being very, very strong romantic months for you. And it also looks like October as well, just as we get closer to Halloween, is also going to be quite a strong love month for you. So you've got a couple of really good windows, like, yeah, January, February for sure, then May and June, and then October. So, don't think you only got the one shot. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your love story here. Let's have a look. Okay. It's definitely a relationship. I'm seeing you basically exclusive or agreeing to be exclusive with somebody within the next 90 days. So, hurrah for that. It's interesting. I've got the Six of Swords reversed coming up here, though, over the next month. And there's somebody trying to get reacquainted with you. Let's just say this is somebody who maybe tried to get with you or tried to date you or approach you, and I don't think we ever actually went there. Or if we did, it became abundantly clear that this person was not who they said they were. I don't think they meant that in a bad way, though. I'm actually getting somebody who's sort of just kind of, messed up. And with the Ace of Cups, somebody is going to be reaching out. And I'm actually wondering if they never got with us before, if it was somebody just we never liked before. This is one of those situations where, and I've had this myself, with these cards, actually, especially the Magician reverse and the Ace of Cups. It could be like somebody from way back in the day who's like, that person was horrible, like that person was just, I did not like that person, or I thought that they were a bitch, whatever. And then you find out like they've changed, they've matured, they've grown up. I don't mean that in like an ex getting back. It's possible, but I'm getting a very strong vibe of somebody who is sort of a decent person now when they could not bring out that decent person before. And with the High Priestess upright, yeah, there's some kind of like gotta clear something up with you, and it's there. You'll hear from them by the time we get into Aquarius. So by the time we get to about January 21st, you'll be hearing from them. Again, this is all happening within the next 90 days, but even sooner. I've actually got you here with the Empress card upright, just in time for Easter. You've already got. You're in a relationship. Unless you completely bail, and you say, I don't want this person, you're going to have your relationship there. Again, I'm wondering, is this person somebody who could have just maybe mischaracterized themselves, or did something to have you mischaracterize them? There's something happening where we have to sort of, the Page of Cups, a good conversation, changing how we got off on the wrong foot before, and it'll happen right in mid-January, right as we get to the end of Capricorn. And that might take some adjustment there. Now, that's only the first of the two, and then the second one will be coming again shortly after that. So let's move on to the next question here. How will the December 26th annual solar eclipse affect me in my birth chart for the next 6 months? So this eclipse is actually falling in your 6th house of work as well, and it will be conjunct Neptune, which is actually the ruler of your 6th house. Not your 6th house, of your 10th house of career. So I guess I could have just jumped there and skipped everything and said, that's how I know you're getting a new job now that I look at it. But it is going to help you actually get your new job. A big part of this eclipse, remember, annual solar eclipses or solar eclipses in general are just basically new moons amplified. So they're just big new beginnings. Now, this actually will be bringing you into a way where you are connected to a new team. Again, a new workforce, a new schedule. But because it's also the ruler of your 10th house of career, we are seeing you take on a different step, to go into a different area of your career, possibly as well move into a space where you are going to be more long-term committed. It's like a promotion and a new hire at the same time. And this is ultimately the story of the 6 months following. Usually, though, we see the change substantiate. Sorry, there's like a little fly in here that came in here from the laundry room, and I was like, damn it. I knew that was going to happen. What usually happens is we see the change substantiate within the first 3 months, which, again, that would be happening by March. We already saw that in the first spread. And then we start to see ourselves sink in over the second 3 months. This eclipse is also in a very loose but still quite charming sextile to your moon, which is in your 4th house of home and family, and your moon rules your sign. So it does look like this might be something that also allows you a little bit more freedom. This new job, whatever it could be. Possibly if you're working, as a researcher, you're working in clinical research, you may not necessarily have to always go into work in that way. You could be working satellite. You could also be finding yourself an opportunity to, maybe actually only go in for so many hours every day. Maybe it's something that you get paid well enough that you don't have to do full time, and it's still pretty competitive as far as what it is. I'm also feeling like with this sextile, it also goes straight to your Pluto, which is the ruler of your 5th house, and again, of love, romance. And I feel like this is going to be somehow, if it does not connect you with love and romance, maybe this is just going to put us in closer proximity to somebody that we're seeing at the time, or quite possibly be in a field that is very similar to somebody that we will be seeing, or just allow us more time for it because it's assisting us in the pursuit of love and romance in some fashion. Quite possibly, all of this stuff is taking place really, really quickly, throughout, throughout your chart, throughout your early 2020. The only thing I'm concerned about is I don't want to jump up and say that this is like going to show up as a lover through work or one of your jobs or something like that. It very well could, but it's important to keep our options open there. Either way, I would honestly say the most important thing is it is talking about, again, a new workforce, new team, upgrade, possible satellite potential when it comes to working or working remote. So that's what it looks like we've got here. I hope that and it looks like, yeah, okay, well, you also work in fitness instruction. Okay, so love could also come through your fitness instruction job then, in that respect as well. But again, just keep in mind, we have some really, really cool new beginnings going on here, but when it comes to your job, a lot of the training that you've been having or a lot of the work that you've been doing as an HIV medical case manager, or maybe a lot of your training going into that, we probably won't be applying to our next job. So we're going to have to get familiar with not necessarily a whole new subject, but something a little bit more, just a bit different. I mean, you're trained. You're going to know what to do. But yeah, that's what I've got for you, dude. I hope that this helps you out. I mean, it looks, again, fairly nice. I mean, I can't imagine a more expedient 2020, right? If everything is happening by the time we get to April, good on you. All right, so I'm going to format this video. I'm going to upload it and get it off to you, and then I'm going to go find a way to destroy this fly. All right, you take care.